There's a lot of ways to earn money. You can make money from a job, you make money from a side hustle, your freelancing gig, you can make money from your own business. But the second thing, this is where things really start to get important now, is as you start to make some money, you don't spend all of your money. In fact, you want to spend as little as possible if you're starting your wealth journey. And this part is not fun, unless you make it fun. But this part is tough for the majority of people for a couple of reasons. The first reason is the financial reason, because if you're not spending money, that means you might have to say no to a vacation, eating out at a restaurant, or buying a new car. But the second part is non-financial. The reason why this is so difficult non-financially is because when people see you go from driving a BMW to driving a Toyota Corolla, when they see you eating at Benihana's to now eating at home, when they see you from going to Cancun every 6 months to now not, they think something's wrong with you. They think you lost your mind. They think something's wrong with your money or your bank account as well. And so this is where a lot of people get stressed, because many times we want to spend money so we can get the validation, right? I got the nice stuff, I got the Gucci, I got the nice car, I got the big home because I made it. I worked so hard in school, I got a good job, and I'm making good money, so I got to look like I'm making good money. But that's one of the biggest traps now to ever building wealth, because the reality is, if you make money and then you give your money to everybody else, you make money, you give your money to Amazon because you're shopping on Amazon. You give your money to Gucci, you give your money to Rolex, you give your money to BMW, or you're just giving your money to Kroger and your other whatever needs you have, your landlord, your banker. Well, now you have no money left over for yourself. When you spend money there, it's making somebody else rich. When you keep paying so much money to your landlord or your banker, they're getting rich. When you pay so much money to Amazon, Amazon's getting rich. When you pay so much money to Kroger or Walmart, they're getting rich. When you pay so much money to BMW, BMW's getting rich. But in order for you to get rich, you got to spend that money on yourself. And when I say on yourself, I don't mean going out and buying a new Gucci purse or a Gucci belt. I mean in investments. But in order for you to do that, that means you cannot spend all of your money. And this is hard because that's going to require you to make financial sacrifices, and that's going to require you to make the psychological sacrifices. And this is hard because that means you are earning money and now you don't get to enjoy it. And that's why this part is so hard. But then when you don't spend all of your money, what you're going to do is you're going to take some of the money that you don't spend and you're going to buy assets. These are things that you purchase for the sole reason of making money. When you buy a car, you're either buying it because you need a vehicle to get to and from work, or you're buying it because you want to show off. But when you buy an investment, you're not buying it to show off. You're not buying it for a use. You're buying it because it's going to put some money in your pocket. And this is so hard because you can't show it off. Now your question here is, well, Jaspreet, what assets should I be buying? Well, there are 3 big assets that have built more wealth than anything else over the last century. What are those assets? Those are number 1, stocks. Number 2, real estate, not your home that you live in, but a rental property. And number 3 is business, whether it's your business or you're investing in other business ideas. What you want to do now is you take the money you don't spend and you want to shove that money here. As much money as possible, you want to put that here. And yes, this business can also be your own business idea. Now you might ask, well, Jaspreet, what do I actually buy? Because I don't know what to do. I've never invested my money before. And this is where I want you to start by dipping your toes in the water, because a big mistake that a lot of people make is they assume that investing has to be this big, daunting thing. I need $10,000. I need $100,000 to go out and invest. But that's really not how it works. And that's really not how the majority of people build wealth. If you want to build $1 million worth of wealth, you don't need to start with $10,000. What you need to do is start in smaller, bite-sized pieces. If you can start by investing $100 a month, you're probably not going to be investing in real estate unless you're looking for crowdfunded platforms on the internet, but you're not going to go out and buy a property. But you can start in the stock market. So if you have $100 a month, well, now what you can do, you set up an automatic system that just pulls money out of your bank account and automatically invests this money into the stock market. Now you're going to say, well, what stock should I buy? And this is where then people will say, well, should I buy Apple? Should I buy Tesla? Should I buy Nvidia? And again, you got to know yourself and you got to know your research. The majority of people should not be going out and buying these companies because the majority of people have no idea what they're doing. Instead, what you can do is you can just invest your money into the stock market. And you might say, well, what does that mean, Jaspreet? Let me give you a few examples. I know I am not telling you what to invest in, but if you go out and you invest in the ticker symbol, VTI, this is an ETF, it's a fund. If you go out and you invest in this VTI fund, and you can do it on pretty much any stock brokerage, you are investing in the total stock market. So now instead of investing in one company or 2 companies, you're investing in the thousands of companies in the stock market. If the stock market goes up on average, you make money. If it goes down, you lose money. But technically speaking, you don't actually make money or lose money until you sell. It's just on paper But maybe you want to be a little bit more granular. Maybe you just want to invest in the top 500 companies in the stock market. Well, that's known as the S&P 500. If you wanted to do that, you can invest in something like SPY. SPY is a fund that gives you exposure to the 500 largest companies in the stock market. Maybe you want to invest in the NASDAQ. You might have heard people talking about the NASDAQ before. QQQ is an ETF that gives you exposure to the NASDAQ. There are these types of funds. Index funds, ETFs, mutual funds, for anything that you can imagine, whether it's a broad index of the general stock market, whether it's healthcare stocks, whether it's AI stocks, whether it's technology stocks, whether it's real estate stocks, whether it's international stocks, whether it's dividend-paying stocks. And now you don't have to go out and find the perfect company. You just find a few funds that you want to invest in, and then you set a set it and forget it system. Every month, every 2 weeks, every 1 week, money gets pulled out of your checking account and it's just automatically invested. Now, you don't even have to worry about doing all the research here. You just find a few funds, you get a good brokerage, and you just set it and forget it. If you're looking for what brokerage to use, you can check out some partner brokerages down in the description. But then you can get even more nitty-gritty. You can say, I want to be a little bit more involved. I want to study what's happening in the markets. I want to study the financial trends. I want to build my financial education. I want to invest in real estate. I want to invest in small businesses. I want to invest in individual companies. Great. But that's going to be another layer of financial education, right? You don't have to start by just making the perfect investment, but you got to just get started. That's where the wealth is built. And if you want to get more involved, it helps by starting to just understand what's happening in the financial markets. This is one of the reasons why I created Market Briefs, which is a free financial newsletter where my team is breaking down what's happening in the financial markets, things like the economy and stocks and housing and crypto and the global economy. We break it down into simple English so anybody can understand. You can read it in less than 5 minutes every morning, and it's completely free. So if you haven't joined Market Briefs yet and you want to join for free, I got that link for you down in the description below. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.